Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into my official NFL Week number 12 weather forecast along with my personal best bets, guys. Last week I followed a model that I believe it went 1-9, so I'm not doing that. I'm just giving you guys my personal bets. That'll be in the second half of this video. But first, we've got some weather to attend to. Obviously, these three games that happened on Thursday, they were all in domes, and they are all over. So, talking about Sunday, and guys, the game I'm keeping my eye on from a betting perspective is this Buccaneers-Browns game. It's going to be 51 degrees. It's going to rain. If you look at the forecast in Cleveland, Ohio, it's going to rain throughout the entire game. The wind's right around 12 to 15 miles per hour. This is not a good setup for the Buccaneers, who are a warm weather team, and I actually love the under 42 in this game. It will rain throughout the entire game. The Browns still with Jacoby Brissett for one more week. The Buccaneers probably going to be without Leonard Fournette. I think the play in this game is the under 42. I would strongly recommend that. This game will be heavily impacted by the weather, in my opinion. We've got the Bengals and the Titans. There is a little bit of wind in this game, but it should be perfectly fine. They're in Nashville, 54 degrees, mostly cloudy for that 1 o'clock game. I like Cincinnati to win that game and cover the spread, possibly getting Ja'Marr Chase back. I actually think they are getting Ja'Marr Chase back. Next, we have the Texans and the Dolphins. Dolphins are massive favorites in this one. This game happening in Florida. Probably some humidity to deal with. It's pretty crazy, 84 degrees, but no rain in that one. So all systems go for Tua and Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and that Dolphins offense. Bears at the Jets, pretty good weather for East Rutherford this time of year, 48 degrees. Justin Fields probably not playing in this game. So even with the adequate weather, this is setting up to be a battle of backup quarterbacks. Maybe it's an upgrade for the Jets. I'm sure their fan base would argue it is. They are benching Zach Wilson. But either way, guys, I do like the under in this game, even though it is 38 points, because the Bears I believe they're starting Trevor Siemian in that game if Justin Fields can't go. And if you look at Justin Fields right now, the injuries he's dealing with, I would be shocked if they played him. For the Bears, this is just about developing Justin Fields, and I think he's answered the question. He is their future quarterback, so there's no sense in risking anything. You can get a better draft pick if you lose. I see the Bears sitting Justin Fields in that game. Falcons at the Commanders. That's actually going to be rainy and windy. So you've got a dome team, the Atlanta Falcons, playing in the rain, playing a Washington team, lower scoring game. There's possibly good value on the under in that one. Broncos and Panthers, that's going to be a horrible game. I think the over-under on that game is 36 right now. It is going to be warmer in Carolina tomorrow, 65 degrees, maybe a few light showers, right around 14 mile per hour sustained winds. What a mosh pit that is, but it's got an over-under of 36 the last time I checked. Next, we have Baltimore taking on Jacksonville. This is my upset pick of the week. I think the Jaguars win this game outright as 3.5-point underdogs. It should be very nice in Jacksonville, Florida, 73 degrees, maybe a few peaks of sunshine. A little bit more windy there, though, 15 mile per hour winds. Moving to the 4 o'clock game, the Cardinals playing in that dome against the Chargers. Kyler Murray's back. I love the over in that game, the over 48.5. Raiders and Seahawks. Seattle, Washington is expecting some rain. No surprise there. You're going to get that typical, Seattle light drizzle. Raiders, Seahawks. I do like the Raiders to cover the 3.5-point spread on the road. The 425 games, the LA Rams and their injury issues taking on the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs right now are 15.5-point favorites. This is the game of the week, the big 425 game, but with all the Rams injuries and really their season with Cooper Kupp out, Matt Stafford, the concussion issues, 46 degrees. It's going to be colder. I'm staying away from betting this game, guys. I really don't like the value on the Chiefs minus 15.5, minus 16, and then there's no way I can bet on the Rams with their injury situation. Next, we have the Saints and the 49ers. The other four, I'm very happy there are 4 o'clock games this week. I have to say, this game, I love the Saints plus the 9.5. This is how the NFL is. There's so much parity. The 49ers destroy, the Cardinals on Monday Night Football. In Mexico, Jimmy G looks amazing, and then they come back at home, and it's a close game. So I do like the Saints covering the 9.5 due to the parity within the NFL. It's going to be beautiful there. 63 degrees, I think, in Santa Clara. Next, we have the Sunday night game, which is the Packers and Eagles. 61 degrees, very nice this time of year in Philadelphia. Possible light rain. A little bit more winds in that one. That'll be something to watch. 15 mile per hour winds out of the southwest. So that'll be interesting, but I do like the Packers plus the 7. The Eagles seem to be struggling to cover spreads recently. And then the Monday night game, the Steelers and Colts, that will be played in a dome. I do like the Steelers to cover the 2.5 point spread on the road. Kenny Pickett, the young quarterback, is playing better. But guys, let's get to my top 10 best bets now. And here they are. You can disregard the total value thing. That thing is such a joke. These are just my personal best bets. So the Jaguars plus 3.5 versus the Ravens. It's just the vibe I get right now in this game. The way the Ravens played, especially on offense last week. I think it's going to be a very close game. It's going to surprise a lot of people. Just the way the NFL has gone. Baltimore on the road, Jacksonville, they're a different team when they're at home. Trevor Lawrence knows he needs to start showing some promise for the future of the Jaguars. They have enough talent, Travis Etienne playing really well, catching passes out of the backfield. I love Jacksonville to cover this 3.5 point spread. Next, we're going Bears at Jets, the under 38.5. Justin Fields, I'm hedging. I'm thinking based on all of his injuries, the Bears are going to be cautious with their young franchise quarterback. They're going to sit him out this week, and we're going to get a backup quarterback battle there between Chicago and New York, and that is just that game's got 20-17. 17-14 written all over it. It's going to be lower scoring, especially if the offenses do have to settle for field goals. We'll take the under 38.5. Next, we have the Bengals minus the 2.5 on the road at the Titans. So the Bengals opened minus 1.5. And it's been bet up to 2.5 because the rumors of Jamar Chase possibly returning. I think the Titans are due. I mean, guys, if you've seen, I think Tennessee is like 7-3 against the spread. They are just not that good of a team. They keep overperforming and getting lucky. They keep getting outgained. At some point, there has to be an equilibrium correction. And this has got to be that correction. So I'll take the Bengals minus 2.5. Broncos minus 1.5 at the Panthers. This is just a bet against Carolina, who is starting Sam Darnold. Carolina is very obviously tanking these games. They want to lose. Denver, on the other hand, has no incentive to lose, considering they don't have their first round pick next year. They traded it for Russell Wilson. Seattle has it. So I think Denver wins this game. Maybe Russell Wilson starts playing a little bit better on the road, and Carolina really can't muster anything on offense. Next, we have Bucks at the Browns, the under 42 based off of the weather, guys. This is a weather pick. It's supposed to rain throughout the entire game. The Buccaneers, a warm weather team playing in 50 degrees. It's not horrible, but when you're dealing with that rain throughout the entire game, it's going to be tough to score. And you couple that with the Cleveland Browns with Jacoby Brissett for one more week. They love running the football. They love ball control. And that's only going to be emphasized even more with the weather conditions in that game. Next, we have the Raiders plus 4.5 at the Seahawks. I'm still not a huge believer in Geno Smith. The Raiders, they had a huge win in overtime, the Devontae Adams walk-off touchdown, and they've got some momentum. Even if the Seahawks win this game, I think 4.5 points is a good enough buffer to go in on Las Vegas, even though they are on the road. Chargers at the Cardinals, we're going to go in on the over 48.5. The Chargers are playing extremely high-scoring games. They've got a good offense. They're getting players healthy. Justin Herbert is finally looks like he's around 100%. Kyler Murray is back for Arizona. Both of these defenses have not been good. You take a look at the Cardinals and what Jimmy G did to them on Monday night. You take a look at the Chargers and what happened on Sunday night with Mahomes. I see this game being a higher scoring one. DeAndre Hopkins, there's a lot of offense involved in it. I'll take the over 48.5. And on top of it all, it is in a dome, so there is zero worry about the weather. We're going to go in on the Saints plus the 9.5 at the 49ers. Again, this is just kind of a correction game. Everyone's saying San Francisco is so good. Look, they just deny. I love San Francisco. I think they have a really talented roster. But if there's anything we've learned about the NFL this year, you got to, zig when other people zag. And really, this is just a prediction on the Saints keeping this game close because the NFL has had so much parity this year. And then this is actually my final pick. I don't have 10 predictions. I have 9. The Seahawks at the Colts, the over 39. I think it's just a small number. Kenny Pickett's been playing better. And the Colts on offense with Matt Ryan, I feel like they could get into the 20s. To me, this is a type of nice little fun Monday night game. Maybe 27-24 or 24-21 with the over 39 hitting. And I do like the Steelers to win this game outright. But I am more confident on the over in that one. So those are my best bets here for the NFL week number 12. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.